Let's talk about what color the traffic light is in a given situation. So let's say we have a green light going this way. Then typically the traffic light on the other side would be green also. But on the right side and the left side, they will be red. So that being said, if we have a green light going this direction, then that means we are free to go ahead and go straight or make a right turn as long as no one's in our way crossing or nothing's in our path. So now let's get into left turns, because this is where most of the attention needs to be for your test. So we'll go through a couple of different scenarios. The easiest way to remember on a left turn what to do is, when we have the green light here, it means that we must yield right of way or wait for oncoming traffic to clear. And if we have a green arrow, that indicates that we have right of way or we can just make our turn. So let's now start out with some scenarios regarding our green light here on a left turn. So let's, first of all, when we stop at the intersection on a red light, then we would stop where the white line is over here. Now, let's say we're at the red light with that very first car here. There's no car in front at the moment. When the light changes to green, then we will move up into the intersection so that you at least have your front tires in the crosswalk area. And this is where you'll wait. And who are you waiting for? Well, cars coming down in the opposite direction, or if anyone's crossing. And once you have a gap in the traffic where it's safe enough to make the turn, then you can go ahead and proceed to make your left turn. That being said, when we turn here, if you notice, we have two lanes. In this case, we have lane A and lane B. So when we turn, we always want to turn into the closest available lane, which would be lane A in this case. And then cars turning right here should turn into lane B, but that doesn't always happen. So let's go into a couple of scenarios regarding this. So let's say that you're here in the intersection waiting to make a left turn, and there's a lot of cars coming down in the opposite direction. Maybe it's rush hour time, and you don't get a chance to turn, but while you're waiting there, the traffic light goes from yellow to red. Then what happens next? Well, since you've moved into the intersection to make this left turn and waited there, you're allowed to complete the left turn even if the light changes to red, as soon as these cars slow down enough or stop and you can go. Keep in mind, we don't want to hang out there for too long because most accidents happen in the intersection and a lot of people forget this rule. So while we're sitting there, we want to not only monitor the traffic flow to see when we have a space that's safe enough to make the turn, but also look at the traffic light, the colors of the traffic light. The next scenario is, let's say that we are this car here and we want to make a left turn. There's a car in front of us, again with the same green light. Now, if this car moves up, should we go up behind that car into the intersection or wait behind the white line? Well, the answer would be wait behind the white line there until that car makes the turn, because only one car at a time is allowed to be in the intersection waiting to make the left turn. Now, once that car turns, if the light is still green, you can now move up into the intersection. If there's no cars coming down towards you, then you're allowed to go ahead and make that left turn. Now, next scenario is, let's say we're approaching this intersection from far down and we can clearly see that the light is green. There's no cars on any side approaching. There's no one crossing or anything like that. Then do we still need to come up here and stop, or can we just slow down and make the turn? Well, the answer is we just slow down and make the turn. And I know some of these are pretty simple and a lot of you may know this already, but for those who are just learning, we want to clarify and make sure that we're clear on all these points. So next scenario is, let's say that this intersection here does not exist and this is maybe grass or all houses here. On a green light, we can just go ahead and make this turn. We don't have to stop here for any reason.